Yes. At this point, when someone punches, I'm here, and this is where I can distract your vision right here.
Right,
now this here, your vision is distracted, so now I can move wherever I want at that point.
It's not distracted, it's obscured.
Yeah. But it gives your mind something to do, which distracts your mind.
Well, it keeps me from knowing what you're doing at all. It does the same. It's the same thing I'm doing.
Yes.
It's the same thing.
Yes, absolutely.
That was very nice.
Yeah. You're just doing it more on a horizontal plane, whereas I'm doing it more on a vertical plane.
Yeah.
And that's just a difference in, I don't know, it's just a difference the way we learned figured it out.
It makes me feel good that's your favorite technique.
Yes, I love it. Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it because it's impossible, at least for a normal person, it's really impossible for them to see what you're doing and where you're at.
Oh, yeah.
Just like when we do Ikkyo, and I always like to start from here. So when, Ikkyo through Gokyo, all the techniques start here, just like this.
Yeah.
We get that little Z lock, but also I'm here so you can't, little distraction. And then one thing you were doing is when you move out, the way I get you off balance with this is I push you back this way.
Right.
So I push you back and then throw you back in.
Yeah, that's the way I was taught.
Okay, yeah, I like to move you out and around. Yeah, and I know a lot of Aikidoists, they just from here they just turn you like this and force it, and there's a lot of force there, and I don't like that because
well, of course you've got two
stronger
ways of doing it, right? You've got where you come through me and where you bring me through you.
Yes.
Which they call Orimi and Tenkan.
Yeah. So I come in here like this, and then I bring you boom, and then I can move you where I want from there. Because now I'm away from you. By the time this is here, I'm already over here.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, now that's the Tenkan.
Yes.
What I think they would call
Tenkan. Yes. I'm very, very into Tenkans and Kayatens. I don't see a lot of, and I don't know if you even use Kayatens or not. I don't see a lot of people use Kayaten footwork, but it's a lot like the Tenkan. With Tenkan, you come in and then you just physically spin here like this.
Right.
But with the Kayaten, you come in and then you just turn it, hits this way.
Right.
Do you ever use that?
Well, in Kajanagi.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's something that I focus on as far as a pretty important movement.
Maybe that's what I'm doing all the time.
Okay.
Because, on this basic movement that we're talking about, like I say, the way I do that, I'm pivoting here.
Okay.
And then I pendulum.
Okay.
But now I'm going to, usually I throw you that way.
Yes.
I go the other way, but this may be what you're talking about. I don't know. It's similar.
Yeah.
I guess. It's not standard Aikido.
Oh, yeah, well.
Nobody else.
I've never claimed my Aikido is standard Aikido. I can tell you that right now. But yeah, I focus, I've had students that come in who really use the Tenkan way too much, I think, because this is a lot of movement. And this doesn't always work practically when you're trying to really move for real, in real life. So what happens is you step up and turn, it's just quicker.
Now where I like the Tenkan is going to the front side.
Okay.
Which we never, now I accuse my instructor of never having us, like with a ski, never going to the front side.
Okay.
And he denied it.
He denied it? He says, no, that's not true.
But it was true.
Okay, yeah.
That's my opinion.
But hey.
I'm the one who didn't get trained in it.
There you go. Your opinion, when it comes to your martial arts, your opinion is the only one that really matters.
Yeah. Because when I go in front of him, he's going to try to turn and get me.
Yes.
And so I want to be moving ahead of him and take him in that circle to the floor.
Okay, yeah.
But that's where I use a Tenkan a lot. Mostly we do Tenkan behind the person just doing exercises.
Okay. Yeah,
I think doing the exercises is getting where you really have a good pivot. And when I do this thing, I get the arm out of the way with my pivot, not with my arm movement.
Yes, that's more of a Kayaten than a Tenkan. When that movement you just did there, this here, because you just turn here.
Oh, it's not a Tenkan.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm
not trying to do a Tenkan.
Yeah, That's the kaiten, what I call the kaiten.
Well, it's just a pivot. Okay,
yeah.
Well then that's what I'm doing. See?
Yes.
So I'm here.
There, yes.
Now I'm behind your back.
Yes. You're just adding like an Oshuro scoop to the rear or whatever.
Yeah, I call it, it's a, you know.
Oh yeah, from JKD type, yeah.
I didn't know JKD, but.
Oh yeah, they have well, Kali even has a technique like that, and we used to practice it by doing this.
Yeah.
And it's a hop skip type thing. A draw.
Yeah, or you can practice it.
Yep.
You know, but so we do that a lot to cover ground, you know.
Yes.
Particularly like if somebody's attacking with a Joe or something.
Yes.
You have to cover a lot.
Yeah.
But I want to be behind the guy. I want to be outside the kill box.
Yeah. Well, the best place to be is behind the person.
Right.
Because you have everything and they have nothing. The second best place to be is at a 45-degree angle here on his back.
Yeah.
And then the next best angle is a 45-degree angle here. The worst angle you could ever be in is directly in front of him. It's the worst area you could be.
Right.
Yeah. Because that's where they have everything. Right. So, yeah, I think we're really close. I find it interesting that you have very, very similar concepts and ideas, but for you they developed differently than they developed for me.
Entirely differently.
Yeah, but I think that has to do with circumstance and things of that nature.
But when you keep experimenting till you find what works, we ended up thinking the same things work.
Yes, exactly. Yes, yeah. We just came about it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
So I would love to thank you very much.
Well,
I appreciate it. It was fantastic to train with you and to meet you and everything. And I know everybody out there on my YouTube channel is going to think the same thing. Make sure you go check his channel out. It's Survival Aikido on YouTube. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching Bentley's Backwoods Bushcraft and enjoy the outdoors, even if it's just your own backyard.
My point with the kata was that what I like about this kata is all the movements in the kata can be interpreted as leading movements.
Okay.
And you say, well, you can interpret anything as leading movements. That's not true. On the other katas that I do, the movements that aren't these movements can't be interpreted that way.
Okay. Yeah.
And so it says to me that whoever made up this kata, I would like to think that they understood the leading.
Okay.
Because now the way the kata gets interpreted when it's taught isn't interpreted that way.
Okay,
so
yes.
So the students after that memorized the kata.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Then they didn't know what it meant.
Exactly. One thing that I find interesting, and I usually do this with sticks because I'm more of a stick person than a Joe person, but when you're here, when you're doing this movement here, yes, this here, I have a very similar idea and concept that I work, and it comes from the Filipino martial arts, and it's called a roof block and a wing block. And a roof block will come in here like this. So if you're striking me, if you're striking me here, I'm here, and then I'm here.
And that's a normal interpretation.
Yeah, and if I'm doing the other side, then I'm here, and then I'm here.
That's the way it's interpreted.
Yeah, and that's actually the concept behind the Filipino martial art is they have these roof deflections because we don't block, we deflect. Well, it's a completely different thing. Yeah. So
that's the way it's taught in Aikido.
And then boom, I'm here.
That's the way it's taught in Aikido.
Okay.
So the way they teach this in Aikido is, I'm here. Well, then I'm coming here. Well,
yes.
This is a parry.
Yes. Yes.
And then I'm coming around.
Yes.
With some kind of strike depending on where you are.
Yes.
That's the way, so that's your standard, I call that standard parry repose.
Okay.
Which is what I think you'd call it, right? Okay. Except if you were a fencer, I mean, it's you're parrying and then counterattack and repose.
Yes, yes.
And that's good. I mean, that's what almost everybody does.
That's how I learned it way back in the 80s.
Well, that's the way this kata is interpreted by Aikido people.
Okay.
Typically.
Well, then I guess that's one way I could say that I'm very Aikido-like.
Well, it is.
I thought I was being outside of Aikido with that.
No. That's the way. That's the way, and that's the way they interpret what O-sensei was doing with the sword. See, O-sensei has his sword here, and are here a lot of times here.
Yes.
And they attack him. When they go Shomanuchi, he goes Shomanuchi.
Okay.
Now this one isn't the same. This is what in Kendo would be called men nuki men.
Okay.
That means you do or men nuki kote. So you go to strike men, see, and then I step out of the way and here kote.
Yes. Okay.
So nuki literally translates without.
Okay.
But what I mean is, I think what they mean is without parrying, without contacting the blade.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
And now, so on that one, that's what O-sensei was doing. But what you see him do a lot is you come into attack, see, and they think this is this.
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't think that's what it is.
Okay.
I mean, that could be.
Well,
that's one interpretation.
It could be anything that
you want it to be.
You want it to be, yeah.
And you may live and you may not.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think parrying is what most of Kendo is.
Yeah,
But then you have this whole sequence of moves that's nuki,
okay,
which is leading.
Okay.
Or should be. Now you see most people doing it on YouTube, they're not leading.
Yes.
They're doing so I don't know what they're
You don't know what they're doing?
But it's not this. It's not this and it's not leading.
Okay.
But if you're going to attack, see, and
there you go, yes.
This strike again is my pivot of my body. It's not the weapon moving.
Yes. Yes.
The weapon hardly moves.
Yes, I tell everybody, my Aikido, not only is it lazy Aikido, but my Aikido comes from my hips and my footwork.
Right.
It does not come from. It does not come from my arms or my legs. Right. It's got, that's not where it is. It's in my hips and my footwork.
Yeah.
So there again, I agree with you 100% with that. Yeah.
And the other move in the kata is where, well, this is the first move we did, where you're here. And the way I interpret that for years, which I think is a legitimate interpretation, is you're striking yokomen, see?
Okay.
And that's one interpretation of that movement. But another and then the next movement is where you're striking yokomen the other way. See, and they come here.
Okay.
And then after this, so now I've got the Joe here. After this, what I was taught was a leg strike.
Okay.
But that doesn't do what I want.
Okay.
Because I want to do leading.
Okay. Yeah.
So what I do then is bring this up here.
Okay. Yeah.
See, now this gets your attention.
Which now I focus again. Yes.
Now, see, now you go after this hand, and
there you go. Yes. Yes.
So I get your attention there.
Shoot.
Yes.
It was right in front of the lens. Looked like a big old bird right in front of the camera.
So anyway,
yes.
That's the kata.
Yes.
I mean, anybody who does Aikido, I don't
Go
know whether
away.
y'all did. I guess y'all didn't do that kata.
We did not. No.
But everybody that's in either Sakai.
Yeah. We worked more on kinjitsu and things of that nature when it came to weapons. And to be totally honest, the only Jo form we ever learned, and I honestly to this day still don't know where it came from. It's called Mawashite Kihonwaza Aikido. And it's very, very simple and easy one. And this is the only one he ever taught us in Aikido. It comes here, you do a 45-degree angle block, strike to the rib, Nikyo, pull him back, push him to the ground, strike him on this side of the body, strike him on that side of the body, and that's it.
Yeah, that's very good.
Yes, but it didn't come from Aikido, it came more from Kinjitsu. And that's where that stuff came from. Now, I added a couple that I do myself, and the third one that I teach comes straight from Filipino Kali, and it is the basic 12, and there's basically angles of attack. I don't know if you ever worked with angles of attack.
Yeah.
So it's just, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And the key with the basic angles of attack, which I love, is that I don't have to worry about any weapons, no matter what. Empty hand, sword, knife, blade, anything. It has to come at one of those angles of attack. And if you know how to defend that angle, it doesn't matter what weapons it is. The only thing you really have to adjust for is length. So you defend the attack exactly the same way if it's a stick, or if it's a knife, or if it's a joe, or if it's a sword. It doesn't really matter. The only thing you have to adjust for is the distancing.
Right.
But you still defend it the exact same way. So you only have to learn 8 different defenses, and then you can defend against any weapon. So that's what I like about it. But that comes from Filipino Kali. It doesn't come from Aikido.
Right.
But I throw that into my Aikido because I think it's important. So, but that's opening a whole new can of worms. So, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Alrighty, so I had a wonderful time training today.
So glad I brought my chair.
It was very fun, very educational, and looking at the woods, I'm seeing a lot of woods, but I'm not seeing very many trails to actually get onto the woods and walk around. So and also I was told there's a lot of poison ivy out there, so it's looking like I'm probably not gonna go out into the woods.
There's no probably, dude.
My wife says I am not going out into the woods to do anything, so we're just gonna head out of here, and once we get out, I'm assuming, huh?
Squished grape.
Squished grape. I'm assuming we're gonna head back towards town, or I don't know what we're gonna do, but we'll figure it out. So we do a couple minutes of me just not talking and you just watching.